Here is sometimes a wistful note in Barack Obama's voice when he speaks in public these days. The three contenders, Chicago, New York and Honolulu, all represent different stages of Mr. Obama's life. Mr. Obama was born in Hawaii and raised in the Pacific by his mother and grandparents. He studied at New York's Columbia University and there showed his first signs of interest in politics. But it was in Chicago that he worked as a community organizer in the city's poorest neighborhoods, met Michelle Obama and raised his own two daughters, and was elected to the United States Senate, a stepping stone on the way to the White House. And it is Chicago that is considered the overwhelming favorite to eventually host the library. The city is offering up 5 different proposals. 3 are from the city's universities, including the University of Chicago, where Mr. Obama once taught constitutional law. Another is from a community group and the 5th from a private real estate magnate developer. Chicago's claim to the president's legacy is being championed by a man who helped form it. Rahm Emanuel was Mr. Obama's first chief of staff and helped his controversial healthcare reform legislation through Congress before leaving the White House to become mayor of Chicago. Mr. Emanuel has not backed a specific bid but is adamant that the library should be built in Chicago's poor South Side, where Mr. Obama first worked as a community organizer. Last month he wrote to Martin Nesbitt, a close friend of Mr. Obama's and part of the 3-person panel tasked with planning the library, to make the case for Chicago. "You and I know that a library on the South Side would be a homecoming for the Obamas, who met in Chicago and whose work on social justice, economic empowerment and educational advancement started there," Mr. Emanuel said. Mr. Nesbitt's panel is expected to take the next 6 months to review the different proposals and announce their decision in early 2015. Once a decision is made, the panel will turn to fundraising, scouring the lists of wealthy Americans who gave to Mr. Obama's presidential campaigns to ask for money one more time. George W. Bush's library, which opened last year in Texas, cost $250 million, £137 million to construct. The U.S. President makes regular references to his remaining time in office, and notes that there are just 2.5 years to finish the work that will define his legacy. That legacy will find a physical home in his presidential library. The museum archives America's leaders built after leaving office to stand as a testament to their time as the world's most powerful man. Mr. Obama's library is still years from completion, but every step in its planning process serves as another reminder that his presidency is